Man, I can't fucking wait for July to be over. I think, I thought, oh, you know what? I'll do a really cool stream for Odysee. I'll put this up on Odysee. I'll spend an hour or two fucking with the CSS so that I can put the live chat directly on this fucking screen, and sure enough, it doesn't fucking work. The second I go live, the fucking thing crashes and there is no chat. So, let me fix that and get the Trovo people up on the foreground, and then we'll get into things. I guess. Hi. Okay. So, really just a shocking month. Shocking month, blow after blow, the longest month ever. I've spent this entire fucking week dealing with stupid shit that I don't want to deal with. And now I am dealing with more stupid, like, really all I wanted to do this week was work on my Unity stuff, right? That's it. I've been playing with Unity to learn the data oriented technology stack. And I wanted to learn how to do parallel processing and jobs and stuff, and it's all for naught. I've not been able to focus at all on what I've actually been interested in doing. Let me do a quick Pepper update, and then we will proceed. I don't want to put this off. I think this is week 1 since the eggs were laid. Here we have one of the pigeons sleeping. I caught him early in the morning, or her early in the morning, with her eggs. The peppers I brought inside because the weather was bad. And I have about 22 peppers, I want to say, growing in total. I'm waiting for them to ripen up. And it's sort of discoloring. I thought it was turning brown at first, and I got concerned. But I've looked at it more, and it's actually turning purple. From what I understand, this is the chlorophyll reacting to an abundance of sunlight, so they get more sun than the rest or something. And then they turn red at the same time that they're still turning yellow, and that makes them that weird purple color. So that's the pepper update. We got that out of the way. My small garden of joy. I guess I should just talk about the Chris shit first. What do you guys think? Do you guys think? Because I'm not. I guess it doesn't matter, right? I'm just doing this for the podcast. Because I'm banned from YouTube, as if you're watching this, you're probably aware, for 2 weeks. And do you guys want to guess why I'm banned from YouTube for 2 fucking weeks? The answer may surprise you. I was banned from YouTube for 2 weeks because I got a second strike after my hate speech strike earlier this month. I got a second strike for harmful content, which is shit like encouraging people to like mix household cleaners in a petri dish and blow them with a straw to create mustard gas. Like, that's what harmful content is. But my harmful content was a video teaching people how to download videos from YouTube. Literally just a step-by-step guide that you might have seen, where I just taught people how to download a command line program called YouTube DL, and download videos from YouTube. And this video got struck on the archive channel, and it got struck on my personal YouTube channel. And I put in an appeal for it, instantly rejected. And they told me, like, within seconds, I got an email saying that my appeal had been rejected. And not only that, but it said that my appeal had been reviewed by humans and rejected, which is not true, unless there's like a Pajit like strapped to a fucking chair with a gun to his head, and he has to make like, he's got like his mouse and he's just doing like like super clicky, like yes, no, appeals. But like, there's no way you can watch a 4-minute long video in seconds and react. So obviously false. And then I found a different way to appeal the same strike. And I thought, aha, well, I'll just appeal it this way too. And I did, and it was instantly rejected within seconds, saying that they had reviewed it with a person, which is just bullshit. So harmful content is downloading videos off of YouTube, which is why it's now time for your twice daily reminder to always use ad block, always archive stuff locally, never trust fucking YouTube with shit, because they don't deserve your trust and they don't deserve your fucking money. Don't use super chats. Like, don't give these people fucking money. Don't give them your information either. Like, they're YouTube deserves to be crucified, and it won't for a while, but don't actively participate in helping them when there's like free stuff you can download like ad nauseum to cost them money. So that's why we're on Trovo and Odysee today, and next week as well. So press F for all the wayward people. I tried to do my best to notify people, but because I really love YouTube, because they're like, when they strike your channel, they also stop you from making community posts. So you can't make a community post saying that you've received a strike and will be streaming on a different platform that week. Because I guess they kind of fucking figure that people would just do that and circumvent their fucking ban that way. So that you can't even tell people that you've received a strike. I went back and I edited one of my community posts, and I deleted all my videos except one of them. Which I knew would be 100% fair, my fucking content, no fucking footage of any AAA game, no songs, no nothing. The most innocuous, banal bullshit you could ever throw on fucking YouTube, completely unchallengeable. And I put a notice on that too as the title, and I think a couple people saw that, but obviously not everyone. So big ripperoni. What can I say? I'm working on getting the PeerTube set up. I've got the device now, but the device is having issues being set up because we're being DDoS attacked all the fucking time. I've spent a considerable amount of time this month communicating with my upstream and my data center and trying to figure out, and talking to people from the industry, trying to figure out what my options are in regards to the data center. The issue with the data center and the DDoS attacks is that the companies that would typically filter out these kinds of attacks are refusing to. They refuse to touch my entire network. Doesn't matter what service it is. They refuse to touch my ASN. So I can't even route through them to fix the problem. I have to just kind of figure out other ways to deal with it. And I have, for the most part, but it's less than ideal because it affects everybody on 1776 and affects all the little sister services that I run, like the chat room and they're even DDoSing my email server, which is just kind of a nuisance because it's like, you're paying money to like stop me from getting my emails for a couple hours, because all it takes is one packet to get through and I have my fucking email. So it doesn't even it doesn't make me miss any emails. It just delays when I receive them, but they're doing that. And then when they attack the network, I've actually written scripts. I've learned an archaic micro-tick scripting language to automatically detect when the router is being hit with some kind of attack. And when it detects this attack, it implements my mitigation automatically. And then it turns it off when it feels like it's stopped. So I've set this up, and I've spent time doing this, and it's dealt with, but it's so fucking annoying. It's extremely annoying, and there's not really it's not really for instance, I can't really spend money to fix it. It's just like a nuisance that I have to deal with. Here, let me post these two straw polls, because these are the names picked for the babies. So vote on this now. This is the closest that we'll get to to like an actual poll, because I can't poll my entire audience. Only the chads, the giga chads who have found the Trovo link, and I'll post it on Odysee too if I can. It wasn't working at all when I looked at it before. Should have just taken the tranny cash. Yeah, I guess I should have. Give me that 120. That's my down payment on a house. Okay. Vote on that, and I'll check it by the end of the day. Please don't. I mean, straw poll, so it's like an honor system. Don't fuck with it. Don't fuck with my pigeon name system. I'm sure like Constantine is gonna have like 100 million votes by the end of the fucking stream, but whatever. Anyways, that's the general update. I think I should talk about, I guess Chris, because it's trending on Twitter right now, and if I really wanted to, I could feature this on the forum. I streamed like the tell all what I know, but I don't feel like it because I kind of hate everyone who is still involved in Chris. I kind of resent them all because it's like Chris gets these daily requests to like be on fucking podcasts that nobody's ever heard of, and it's like interview requests, podcast requests. Do you want to meet up? I want a commission. Can I get a birthday shout out? Like, he gets them every fucking day, and it's all these weirdos. And then then there's like these people who are like severely autistic and will do anything. They spend hours and hours and hours putting on multiple personas and impersonating people from Chris's childhood that he knows. Impersonating like women, and they spend weeks talking to Chris to get his trust, and like those people are mentally ill. And all the people who are like fun loving and like from the past of Chris, they've kind of fucked off because they've become repulsed by Chris. So there's not really like a lot of joy in it, and I just kind of feel some sense of kind of wanting to just. I really don't like these people who actually want Chris to like die, and there's a lot of them, and I think a lot of people would be surprised to hear that. But then I'm also shocked by how many people actually genuinely like hate Chris. Like, how do you hate Chris? You know what I mean? It's just like a phenomenon. But people get like, if you read the comments of Geno Samuels, you have like these transgender tweens, like 13-year-olds, who hate Chris and genuinely want to see him like homeless and eating shit out of a trash can because he was homophobic in like 2006, and he made like a racist joke about Obama in 2008. Like, that's the kind of like low IQ, like man children freaks who follow Chris drama now, and it's just I really resent them all. And then because I get involved, and here's my lesson for the stream. Here's the name. I've come up with the name for this podcast episode. Is no good deed goes unpunished. Every time I try to like do something fun or like help people, I'm the bad guy. I don't even know why. People hate me for troll shielding Chris and saying like, oh, he's protecting his precious cash cow that he's making so much money off of. Literally Redditors saying that I will protect Chris from these accusations, which I'll get into, because it makes me money, which is not true. And then I'll get people saying that I put him up to it. People on Twitter saying that it's Kiwi Farms that did this, that made Chris do these things, and I'm at fault for it in two different ways. And it's like people always find the way to turn the gun on me, and all I ever try to do is like, I genuinely just said like, okay, let's get Chris to PonyCon. That sounds fun. I'll see if I can sort this GoFundMe out, and I did, and it went well. And he's doing the fucking things that I'm asking him to do, and there's no big deal. And then this shit happens, and people are fucking super angry at me for it. Ralph is tweeting that I financed it right now. That's funny. I'm actually gonna pull it up and see. That would be really funny. Josh Moon laundering money through Christian. Josh Moon set up a GoFundMe for Christian. He almost certainly knew about this. The audio was hidden on Kiwi Farms for weeks. You had to log in to hear it. Oh my God. Anything. Literally anything. I'm going to talk about Ralph this stream too. He's so desperate. That Ethan Ralph would get on all fours and let two niggers spit roast him if it would let him get a win over the Kiwi Farms. That is how fucking desperate he is to get anything he fucking can on this website. This month has been like like just endless, and it's really tiring, but at the same time it's also like rewarding as fuck in terms of content density. So it's just something I gotta do. Let me think. Where do I want to go with this? I haven't listened. Okay, so I guess I should just say it. The allegation out there right now is that a troll named Bella, who was going by the name, apparently is a woman named Bella, but they're like friends with someone called 10th Anonymous, who claims to be a 45-year-old man, lolicon, on Instagram. I'll post the link in Trovo. And this is the person that Chris talked to in this chat, who said that, and Chris went into detail apparently describing that he had sex with his mother. And that's a problem. That's a serious fucking problem, because it implies many different things. There are many serious fucking issues with that. First and foremost, I looked this up. Consensual incest in the state of Virginia is a class 1 misdemeanor that carries a 12-month sentence if convicted. So both of them, technically, if this is true, could go to jail for a year, right? So that's problem A for Chris, is that he is now a criminal, if this is true. Problem B is that a lot of what I would have in mind for him, if he was willing to do the work that I give him, if I set up like a thing where people could buy commissions and shout outs from him, and have that as a sustainable way for him to stay out of homelessness after Barb dies and after the issue with the bank comes out, because I don't know what the full depth of their fucking financial crisis is, but I'm sure it's not that great, so I don't know what to expect in terms. I would have to like fully evaluate their finances to figure out how fucked they are. But Chris, I know, has $40,000 in unsecured consumer debt. I know that the house has at different times had 2 mortgages on it. Apparently that they put that Barb put secured mortgages with their property so that she could pay off consumer debt, which is a terrible fucking idea, because with consumer debt, you can bankrupt out of it, right? That's why the interest rate on a credit card is so high. It's unsecured. If you bankrupt out of credit card debt, then all they can do is eat shit and cry about it and fuck your credit score. If you bankrupt out of a mortgage, then you lose the house because that's a secured debt. So that's a fucking issue. If she dies and this mortgage is untenable, she has 2 mortgages, and it's like, okay, well, you have to declare bankruptcy and you're going to be homeless now, Chris. Sorry. Like, so my plan was set up this thing, right, where Chris can make money doing things that people are willing to pay him for. Very obviously willing to pay him hundreds of dollars for shout outs, for podcast appearances, for drawings, for different commissions. Like, they're willing to they are very willing to throw money at Chris for these novelties. That's jeopardized if he's a motherfucker. Right? Plainly speaking, he is if he is branded as like a sex pest, a rapist, a pedophile, a motherfucker, then people are less likely to throw money at him, and that would jeopardize his ability to sustain himself after Barb dies and whatever happens with the house happens. So that's the other issue with that. Ralph is adding GoFundMe on Twitter to try and get the money pulled. I'm sorry, Ralph, but unfortunately the money has actually been dispersed already. You're a couple weeks too fucking late for that. Yeah, why is he desperate to hurt Chris now? That's funny. Chris is a fellow Virginian, a fellow redneck motherfucker like him, a fellow incestuous motherfucker like many fine Virginians. Why the animosity, the animos towards the fellow Virginian? What a mystery. Maybe because it would tangentially upset me, I guess. That's the only thing, a fellow Virginian. Digibro is also a Virginian. Oh my god. Oh, because Chris is my pet tard. Okay, I gotcha. It could potentially upset me, and that's what matters. Oof. Getting on all fours, both ends, getting reamed just for the chance to spike that Josh Moon, that motherfucker. Good luck with that. Okay, so let me just. God, I really don't want to listen to the audio, and I don't want to read anything about this. I really don't. I'll read the text messages, I guess, and see what this says. Give me a second. I have to. I'm a reporter. Do it in an accent. Okay. All right. I'll try to do this in an accent. I don't know. I don't have an accent in mind. Maybe I can do it like a Chinese accent. What kind of shitty accent should I do? Okay. Just going ahead and sharing this with you, fresh experience on this strictly confidential, just between you and I. So yes, Barb and I just had another romp in the hay and an extensive cuddle. Tonight I started looking into a more consistent pattern to my messaging, and I took the input and focused on getting blood flow into the groin area. Before tonight, I did not really have a set pattern in the message. Oh, the massage. Sorry, the screenshots are really low quality. A pattern in the massage, aside from feet and legs, followed by hands and arms, the face, front torso, and then a roll over for her back. I have found a more consistent method that works between the legs and the arms, but I was inconsistent in the hands and feet. Anyway, also, I have made another attempt at rubbing her vagina externally at first, then slipping in between the line and rubbing, then between the lips and rubbing the inner lip. This is revolting. Then she told me to stop. Okay, that's great. She's getting more used to being played with down there by hand. Would you believe she has literally never ever masturbated in her entire life? And obviously, those out of the 8 guys, counting Robert Chew, which is his new post-mortem name for his own father, who he has declared half Sonichu after his death. Before me, were not hitting her G-spot as much with their cocks. I have attempted the first night to rub her in there. I found her spot, but it hurt her. But alternatively, I did find that at Conolingus, I was good at it with my tongue. And I did also stimulate her clit. That does not seem to hurt her as much, but she still has a limit with that spot as well. Anyway, we're making progress. And when we cuddle, and this actually impresses me more, I literally feel our souls bonding and coming together as one during that time. Damn, it feels so good when that happens. And we talk a good while as well before she heads back upstairs. I have been sending her meditation tracks to stimulate her brain and bring back some of her youth, and the results do show most splendidly. I am so proud of her. And from her story she told me tonight, she even remembers a fun story that involves her daddy, from when she was 2 years old. That in itself, at her age, is massively good. She has had memory problems at the time beforehand, yes, but she's getting better stimulated in her mind and soul, and it really shows. Her mental processing speed has even been going back up. She feels this and has told me so herself. And I am so happy and content that I'm able to help her out like this. And it helps me as well because of the experience and the education and the learning. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. What do I even say, chat? The learning. Should I will say, that I don't think it's fake. I'll just throw that out there. I have nothing more to say on this issue. So that's it. You can take that however you want. That's all I have to say on this. Call the police. So very unlikely anything will happen. Here's in my head, the way I see this is that I just imagine like a mugshot of Chris with like the name Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu as like the inmate name, and then below it says crime, and then it says like incest. And I just imagine that mugshot picture being shared on like social media by normies, and then even like on Weibo by like Chinese people, and Chinese people are talking about Chris because of how fucking weird that mugshot is. I see it happening in my fucking head. I'm peering into the fucking future and I just see it. I see it plain as day. I see it like a photograph. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if it's, I'm not going to bet that it's going to happen or not, but I feel it. I see it in my third eye. Don't call it a grape. I guess what I can talk about is what I'm going to do, because I'm sort of in a weird position with all this. I am going to let the forum operate as usual, obviously, and I am going to try and make sure that everyone gets their fucking drawing, because it's all been paid for already. The entire GoFundMe is paid out. Like, there's nothing more. So I'm going to try and, before Chris gets arrested, try and make sure that every drawing of Sneed's Feed and Seed is mailed out to the appropriate venue in a timely manner. I don't know what to expect in terms of I don't know what to expect in terms of like the BronyCon though. Like, are they going to like allow Chris to come to their fucking convention anyway? Like, I really don't know what to expect in terms of that. I would be very surprised actually if anything. Like, because people are saying that, oh, she's out of it and people need to contact senior care. And I'm sure they already have. And I'm sure I can confirm that the Greene County Sheriff's Department has already visited Chris. That's already happened. Whether or not social services gets involved and starts doing a wellness check with Barb, and if Barb is going to be compliant with that, I think that might happen. But will she be like removed from the house and be deemed, too old and, Chris too bad of a carer for her to be left with him? That's a tough one. Because if you look at videos that have Barb in them, the issue is that she looks awful on camera. Whenever she is on camera, she looks bad. She looks like she's about to die. Chris swears to me up and down that she is a completely different person when she's not on camera. And Marvin, who was the man in the pickle suit way back when, believes that Barb, when she knows she's on camera, acts way more senile than she is because she wants people to send more money to Chris, with the assumption that Barb is now like on her way out. That's what Marvin has told me. So I don't know what to believe with that. I can believe it either way. That both she's completely senile, and also that she just fakes it because she wants money. That both of those things would fit into my understanding of Barb. Are you dead? Well, the other thing is people also, like, whenever anything like this happens, and God forbid it happens to like someone gets concerned about a fucking animal, because whenever anything happens to Twinkie, who is Amber Lynn's dog, anytime that happens with Amber Lynn's dog, people are like, contact animal services and yada yada yada, get the police involved. She needs to be taken out of that home, and it's like, people, it doesn't happen. Like, it just doesn't happen unless unless the person is a child, and unless that person is transgender and being denied their gender hormone treatments. Nobody's getting taken out of a fucking house in the United States. It's just not happening. Social services is overwhelmed in the United States, and especially with animals. Animal welfare services are doubly overwhelmed, and they have half as many resources. So, like, if they took Twinkie out of Amber Lynn's home, they just fucking shoot it in the head. Because Chris's dog Snoopy died recently, and everyone got mad at Chris and said that Chris fucking killed it through neglect and whatever the fuck. And it's just like, I don't know. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Not to try and apologize for Chris. I'm not trying to write his fucking defense here. I just like, it's a dog. They live and they die. Shit happens. It was like 10 years old. I'm pretty sure it's about as old as those dogs get when they live indoors. Granted, the dog was like morbidly obese because they never fucking walked it. I'm sure they could have walked it to improve its health a little bit more. But in terms of like animal neglect and animal abuse and criminal, as far as the law is concerned, no, none of this shit matters. They're not going to take the Greene County and the state of Virginia do not want national headlines about a incestuous relationship between an autistic man and his mother. They don't want this to happen. Oh, Ralph has tweeted at GoFundMe 3 times now. Here's said owner Josh Moon talking about how he's using GoFundMe to set up orders and make money for himself and Kiwi Farms. In case you didn't know, he's on the match list. Also, completely fucking wrong. And it's a chat where I'm talking about how I have an LLC for Chris. Like, yeah, I'm gonna no matter what happens, I'm gonna continue to set that up. And because I still have my plan. The only way that I will completely say, no, Chris, I'm not going to help you anymore, is if he doesn't do what I asked him to do. In his defense, I've never asked him not to fuck his mother, so he hasn't betrayed my trust in that concept. But I will make it clear to him that regardless of the actuality of these accusations, he should not fuck his mother, and if he has fucked his mother, he should no longer fuck his mother. I will lay that out on the table crystal fucking clear, and if there's any more mother fornication happening, I will have to distance myself from Chris at this point. Motherfucking is a breach of contract. Exactly. It's in the Articles of Incorporation. If any party is found guilty of motherfucking, they will have their entitlements, the company null and void. So, that, my friends, is the Chris update. You, 1,200 people, I guess, split between Trovo and Odysee. You are the ground zero Christorians getting the scoop that the audio is 100% fucking real. All the chat logs are 100% fucking real. I will leave it up to the imagination of you, the audience, the people listening to this on the inevitable Geno Samuel documentary, episode 246 that's coming out. That this will be featured in, if they actually believe that Chris fucked his mother, and I will leave it up to the prosecuting attorney of Greene County if Chris fucked his mother. I'll leave it up to the responsible parties and minds regarding this event, the situation type deal. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Now, the elephant in the room, the pig in the room. It's time to talk about Ethan Ralph of theralphreport.com, #Killstream. I said last week I don't want to talk about Ralph anymore, but unfortunately Ralph is a fucking retard, and I'm going to have to dedicate like a third of my show every week for the rest of my fucking life to talking about him because he's such a fuck up. I hinted last week, to everybody that I had challenged Ralph to a weight loss competition. And I said that I said these things outright, that I said that would be a fun idea. It would be a fun idea, and it would have been a fun idea to have like a little weight loss competition, because he says he's 280. I was 275 at the time when I weighed myself for this purpose. And I said it would be a fun thing, and he accepted, and I was like, okay. So the stipulations would have been very simple. Time frame, 6 months. Start, doctor's note, height, weight, signed by doctor. End, height, weight, signed by doctor. Most pounds lost, 30 troy ounces of silver. Nick Rikita, escrow. Very simple. Most simple, direct thing ever. But as soon as I said this, I received an email from someone claiming to be one of Ralph's classmates. And this person claimed that Ethan Ralph in 1993 killed a dog as an elementary school student, and they killed this dog by hanging them over the back of a chair with their leash. So Ralph went into the kitchen and took the leash, and because it was a small miniature dachshund, they just dragged it up off the back of the chair and asphyxiated it. And this was the allegation. And to back up this allegation, this person provided pictures of Ralph as a classmate, which I had never seen before. And this is the picture right here. And I didn't say anything about Ralph being like an ugly child. Ralph has since posted pictures of someone claiming that it's me. I think it might be me. I don't know. But he's like, which one of these kids do y'all think is the sexier child? Obviously, my papa, Ronnie Ralph, told me I was the sexiest damn boy he ever seen. I believe he was telling the truth, and there ain't no fucking way that pedophile Josh Moon would be a sexier boy than I was. What do you think, Twitter? So, okay, Ralph, whatever. I'm not saying that you were an ugly kid. If people want to go ahead and make shit up about, say that you were ugly and fat and you look like Eric Cartman, more power to them. I didn't want to have like a child beauty pageant started over these fucking child photos. I will concede that you look like a regular kid, a little bit hefty, but I'm not one to talk. So that was the first weird thing. I posted this picture on itself and I said, has anyone seen this before? Has anyone seen this picture before? And he flipped out and said, like, that fucking pedophile Josh Moon, he's gone out and hired private detectives, private investigators to find yearbook photos of me as a child, because that motherfucker is just so into my curves, my boy curves. He has to find the yearbook album of me. And I'm like, no, someone sent this to me, Ralph. So after he freaked out about that, and I knew that was actually a picture of him, I'm thinking, okay, what do I do next, right? So I at the time, I don't want to post this. Like, I legit don't want to fucking post that Ralph killed a dog. I don't want to, number one, I don't even want to believe it. I just challenged this guy to a friendly weight loss competition. I thought it would be fun to, like, try and lose weight. I wasn't hoping that there would be a breaking news article about how Ralph murdered a fucking animal. I really wasn't hoping for that revelation. And number two, I don't know if it's real. Like, okay, he found a yearbook photo of Ralph. Like, I mean, he could have fucking, like, dumpster dived it. He could have broken into Ralph's home and stole it out of his mom's possessions because, on her side of the trailer. It could have been any number of reasonable, logical explanations to say that this person obtained this photo through some illicit means besides being his classmate. I could believe that. So, but I wanted to try. And if I didn't get anything out of this, I wouldn't have posted it. I wouldn't have said anything about it because it's like I don't want to be made a fool. I don't want this person to tell me this thing and then I'm going to post it for him on his behalf. These random fucking people approach me and say like this guy killed this guy's dog. I don't want to be that person. If it was fake, so instead of just like saying that I think that Ralph killed this dog, I posted in chat, because you can see this chat up here, even when you're not signed in. I'm not signed in, but you can see chat right here. So what Ralph likes to do is he likes to open this chat all the time, and he'll just sit here, and he'll read this fucking chat, and he'll read it on fucking stream and says, that fucking, who's in there? Haru Okumuro talking about me, talking about Josh, talking about me. We're going to see some real scene. Yeah, right, you fucking pedophile. Haru Momoku, you fucking anime motherfucker. Like, he'll just do that all stream, and he'll refresh and shit. And that's like his entire fucking stream now, his Tequila Sunrises. So he's sitting there doing this, and I realize he's doing this. I'm like, okay, time. I got my hands. I'm rubbing my hands together, and I decide. I start scheming, and as I'm scheming, I can literally hear this music in my head as I'm scheming. Where the fuck is it? Ha! I'm hearing this in my head as I'm scheming. Wait. I have to change the audio drivers because I'm using Linux, and everything audio related with Linux is a fucking nightmare. Okay, I'm hearing this in my head as I'm scheming. I'm thinking, how can I get that Ralph to confirm this with no evidence? I have literally no evidence whatsoever to confirm my suspicions. So I come up with a great idea, and I say to Ralph in this chat, which is on my website, the easiest fucking thing to ignore in the whole fucking world. I'm not in his chat saying like, Ethan Ralph, West Memphis, Arkansas, you tell me why you killed this dog, boy. I'm not doing that. I'm in my own chat on my own website that Ralph has no reason whatsoever to visit. And he's sitting there F5ing because the fucking thing, I'm shit at my fucking job, and this fucking thing doesn't refresh unless you press F5 when you're signed out. So he's sitting there F5ing the shit, literally. And then he goes, he sees me say, Ralph, what about the chair? Ralph, tell me about the kitchen chair. And because I said, actually before that I said, classmates had come to me and they told me these things that you did as a kid. And he's thinking like, well, fuck, shoot, boy, I didn't do nothing as a boy. I was the sweetest child. I was mommy's little angel. I never fucking did shit as a son. I think one time I stole some cookies from the cookie jar, but shoot, who hadn't done that? And then I said, okay, well, tell us about the chair, Ralph. And I even, in Haku Okamaru or whatever, Haku Daki Makaru says, it starts posting the chair emoji. And he says, kitchen chair, What could I have done with a kitchen chair? It's like, oh, I know what I did with a kitchen chair. You talking about that boy, Rail Aziz, whose fucking dog hanged himself off a kitchen chair? That boy was a bitch. I bullied him for years for it. I'll just play it because the clips are like right here. I just want to show you. This is how he reacted to the word kitchen chair. Pictures of him in a yearbook and kitchen chair are his prompt for this response. Dead air. Just him watching a corpse.
He says something, a kitchen chair. I don't even know what that is.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as state.
A kitchen chair. Okay. I remember a classmate of mine, his dog hung himself on a kitchen chair while he was at school. The dude was a complete faggot. That's what I remember. And he used to leash his dog. I guess they used to leash the dog on the table or on the chair or some shit. And the dog got it wrapped around his neck and killed himself. But I wasn't there. It had nothing to do with that. I just remember that story from my youth. I don't know if it was this kitchen chair, though. But I don't know any other kitchen chair stories. They think I'm afraid to mention the term kitchen chair, apparently. I don't know.
In regards to item 113.
How does a dog commit suicide? Yeah, well, I may have told him that his dog killed himself because he hated him so much. That was a kind of a fucked up thing to say. But he had said some shit about me. I may have said his dog offed himself to get away from him. He used to always carry his dog around too, and like he was one of those types.
It's actually 113.
Like carry it, physically carry it.
With item 87.
Okay. Okay, just based off of that, do I have polls in Trovo? For the love of God, is Trovo good for anything? Magic chat? No. Chat settings? No. Do I have a... Is it really not a fucking poll thing in here? Come on. It's the easiest thing in the world. Every chat needs it. For some reason, they never add in polls. Okay, anyways, press 1 if you think Doggo Epstein killed himself. Press 2 if you think Doggo Epstein was murdered by Ethan Ralph. Just a general count of heads. I'll check both chats. I'm representing you, Odysee chat. I'll represent what you guys think. I'm seeing an ocean of 2s. I'm seeing a tsunami of 2s. I see a couple ones on the Trovo chat, but they're just completely, totally obliterated by by the twos, and I see like four. Oh, wait, I see a bunch of twos coming in on Odysee too. So it seems to be unanimous that Doggo Epstein was murdered, and he was not Dogocide. As at this juncture, chat, I find myself reminded of an episode of South Park where Britney Spears or some other whore goes to South Park and she has a miniature dog who blows his brains out with a gun that he acquires from the driver. And the bimbo, I think actually it's Paris Hilton, I'm pretty sure. And Paris Hilton says, "Aw shucks, not another one," implying that indeed many doggos had shot themselves in the brain. But I'm pretty sure that this particular Dachshund miniature dog did not take a gun and kill himself. I'm pretty sure that, like, okay, he's tried to explain this, by the way. So immediately, let's Jim Can't Swim this, because everyone keeps bringing this up. If you ever watch those fucking Jim Can't Swim things where someone's being interrogated, the detectives always try to get the person in the interrogation room to admit to a lesser crime. The pressure builds and builds, and then the person sitting there is like under intense scrutiny. He's losing his fucking mind. He's sweating bullets, and the detectives are hammering him, and he feels the need to get some sort of release to feel better about his situation. So he'll confess to a lesser crime. And it's like, well, sure, I was there and I knew of the dog, and the dog did in fact die by hanging over a kitchen chair, but actually I only bullied him intensely for years over this dog's death. I didn't actually kill him myself. And that's exactly what this fucking reminds me of. Some amateur psychology hour. That's exactly what I see transpiring in this fucking admission here. Because remember, before this, I had nothing. I had some fucking email from some guy, from some people, claiming that this fucking kid's dog died. And I was supposed to take that and be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure, that must be true. I wouldn't believe any of it. I wouldn't have any reason to believe any of it. I didn't think that Ralph was capable of killing animals until he fucking verifies this information.
Various sub numbers of item numbers like that.
So item one.
Noel says they said you gassed your puppies. Well, how much sense does that even make? And how would you gas puppies? Think about what you're saying here, Noel. Is that really the claim you're making? And is that the claim that Roth Aslan made? And will he put his name to that here today?
Right after, as soon as this accusation is made, he starts trying to guess who told me. And I've been very ambiguous. You know, it was a male. And it was at least one male. It was between 1 and 8 males. I'll leave it like that. And he immediately knows the name of this person whose dog died. And he is like threatening to sue him for defamation immediately off the fucking bat. The most batshit insane reaction possible from an innocent person.
Okay? Because I will 100% sue the fuck out of anybody making a ridiculous claim like that. That is the dumbest thing. How would you even... First off, how would you even gas a dog? Where would I get the materials to gas a dog? Where would... I don't even...
How could I gas the juice? Where would I get enough Zyklon B to gas the juice? And you say that they burned in an oven? I do not have enough oven for 6 million Jews. Maybe there were Jews killed, but not 6 million. Like, okay, like, for real, the most unconvincing testimony ever possible.
Well, Roth Aslan, I do believe, is Jewish. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Speaking of,
so maybe
he immediately accuses this guy whose dog is fucking dead, that he bullied 30 fucking years ago, of being a Jew. It was a Catholic elementary school in West Memphis, Arkansas. There's not a Jew in 6 million miles of that fucking school, Ralph. How the fuck are you gonna try and name him as a Jew? And that's why, don't listen to Josh, chat. The person accusing me of dog killing must be this Jew. Therefore, everything he says is wrong, factually wrong. Like, what the fuck?
Holocaust fantasies have overtaken his brain or what have you. But think about what you're saying, and how would a third grader gas dogs? I don't even see how that comports with any type of reality whatsoever. But it's a shame that you didn't get that treatment, honestly, Noel, because that would have saved the world a lot of trouble.
And now he's like wanting me to die. All I've done is I've reposted this story that concern, like literally these guys were at work and they were talking, and I know you're out there, you motherfucker. I fucking, I was listening to this guy, or sorry, I saw something that knocked me off track. The story is that these people were at work talking about this fucking horrible demon child that they knew in elementary school. And I guess there's like still in the area or in Memphis or Tennessee or something like that. And a coworker says, "Hey, you should listen to this podcast called Mad at the Internet. Does this guy, Ethan Ralph, sound like your classmate?" And he's like, "Yeah, he does sound like that fucking demon classmate that we knew about." And he said, the guy who knows the podcast said, "You should email Josh the story of how Ethan Ralph killed a dog and see what happens." And that's the fucking story of how I got this information. So because this person, sent me this story about how Ethan Ralph killed this guy's dog, I'm the bad guy, and I deserve to be literally put in an oven and murdered for it, according to Ethan Ralph.
And saved your mom a lot of pain for birthing such a malformed, maladjusted loser such as yourself. But the bad guy says, "Okay, Roth is definitely a Jew." Yeah, I mean, there's no way. That's really the allegation? Did I gas puppies? That's really the allegation here. Think about what you're saying. Okay. So your big takedown of me is my Jewish. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Noel's big takedown of me is my Jewish ex-classmate claims that I gassed the puppies of the dog that I love more than anything on this earth, and I would absolutely.
Let's pause it right there. Before he gets into his next thing, which is fucking insane too, what he's doing is called reductio ad absurdum. And reductio ad absurdum means when you take an argument and you reduce it to the most ridiculous possible abstraction of that concept. The accusation was, there was actually two parts. First, Ethan Ralph killed this dog by hanging it. 2, Ethan Ralph killed puppies, his own puppies, the puppies of Sadie, his family dog that he loved. And from what I understand, the dogs, from Ralph's story, Sadie had puppies. Sadie didn't break the placenta correctly, had trouble with the pregnancy, and they were born prematurely. So Ronnie and Ralph had to break the placenta of the dog. And many of the dogs, most of the litter except 2, died immediately. And they had 2 puppies left, and Ronnie Ralph, God bless his soul, drunken asshole, I'm sure he was, tried to save the other 2 puppies by putting them in a shoebox. The allegation was that they had taken the shoebox and then put them in the oven, and the puppies had asphyxiated because there was no airflow in the oven. Ralph says that Ronnie was trying to keep them warm, but so he takes that allegation that probably that the shoebox had no fucking holes in it, that the dogs couldn't breathe and they died, and he abstracts that to, "You're saying that I literally gassed my own dogs? I'm literally putting them in an oven. I'm like literally Hitler with puppies, the pupper cost. Remember the 2 puppies?" Like he does that. There's also reductio ad Hitlerum, which is the same thing but with Nazi Germany. It's the same fucking thing. It's literally, he did both things at once. Really classic, just like Cope-C dilate mental gymnastics from. And someone explained, like, okay, I guess it kind of makes sense from like a redneck perspective. You can't take them to a veterinarian because they're puppies and you're poor as shit and you live in West Memphis, Arkansas. That's fair. You can't save every animal. I understand. I know how it is. I once had an injured pigeon on my lawn that my cat got, and we talked to a vet, and The vet said it would cost a lot of fucking money to bring that pigeon into a veterinarian clinic and have it looked at. The veterinarian suggested that instead of spending a lot of fucking money on veterinarian care for a pigeon, to leave it out on the lawn for nature to take care of. And an hour later, we walked outside, and the decapitated head of the pigeon was on the front porch because the cat got it. And it's like, okay, I understand. Trust me, I get it. You can't save every animal. But leaving the dogs in the oven is a bad idea, not just because of the fact that they can die in an oven, not just because of the airflow issue, but because natural gas can create carbon monoxide, which is a poison and which will kill an animal, especially a weak newborn animal. So whether or not the puppies were going to live, putting them in an oven certainly didn't help and might have asphyxiated them. And from that, he has reducted it to, oh, they're saying an 8-year-old me, literally, like in a full SS uniform, gassed my dogs. And it's like, oh, fuck you, Josh Moon, you fucking pedophile motherfucker. Like, that's not what was being said, but okay. If that helps you sleep at night. And I really think, listening to this in retrospect, he goes on to say that this is the best memory of he and his dad. His dad trying to save those puppies was the best memory he ever had of Ronnie Ralph. And I think that one of the reasons why this shit pisses him off so much is that now, as an adult, you know, who's almost 40 fucking years old, he's looking at this memory that he cherishes of his dad, one of the only good memories of his father that he has in his entire life to think back on and to cherish. And he thinks, oh, wait, my dad might have actually put those dogs in an oven with no fucking holes in their shoebox, and they might have suffocated in a carbon monoxide-rich environment, and he might have actually killed those fucking puppies. And that is an like, even for a normal person, that's like a little bit fucked up, and he's genuinely pissed off that he has to contemplate that reality.
Support a genocide of this whole audience to bring back one of those puppies, and that's a fucked up thing to say. That's how much I love that dog. And I would a million times support it as far as Kiwi Farms is concerned. If they said we could bring back those 2 dogs today and they would be full grown and healthy, but you got to lose everybody watching this show right now, I'd say, well, I don't know. I might have to lose them. I definitely have to think about it. Let's just put it that way. It would be a very tough decision. And so if you're out... Okay, that's going to be the takedown. Okay, all right. Please roll with that one. I really hope you do. And I'm completely terrified of the allegation as well, as you can tell. I had a stash of Zyklon B at the house, of course. What the fuck is this?
Is a DVD of crime scene images. So I had to sub-item, which is 113.1, this specific image on that entire CD or DVD of images. So 113.1 is the actual file or image 979 on the CD.
Is this clip for...
And within that image, I had to then further sub-item 0.1.1.
Oh no, that was just I love how his show is just watching fucking court footage. How riveting.
See. He said you put them in an oven, you disingenuous faggot. My dad had them in the oven with the door cracked. It wasn't closed. It was so the heating pad would trap more heat in there. Not to burn them, to keep them warm, you idiots. It wasn't closed. The oven was open. This motherfucker literally having Holocaust fantasies, seeing the oven door. No, don't close the oven door. Oh! That's literally what's happening to this dude. Oh, not the oven. Not the oven. Oh! Not the oven door. Oh!
That's so classic. Can I zoom in on that? I want you guys to see. What a real fucking tard rage looks like. Right there. Let's just play it again.
It wasn't closed. The oven was open. This motherfucker literally having Holocaust fantasies, seeing the oven door. No, don't close the oven door. Oh! That's literally what's happening to this dude. Oh, not the oven. Oh! Not the oven door. Oh! Like, what in the fuck are they talking about?
That's great. That's like the biggest he spurred out since the fucking Xander shit. Xander.
This is insane. Like, it literally is maniacal. I just can't even. And it wasn't my idea, by the way. It was my dad's idea because he was trying to keep the dogs alive. I didn't even know to fucking even try any of that shit with incubation and et cetera. They would have died that night if not for my father. Actually, this is one of my father's shining moments in my life, was first off finding this dog, Sadie, for me to have. And second off, my dad went above and beyond. Actually, one of the greatest things he ever did in my life was trying to save these fucking dogs' life and doing everything he could to save these dogs. And, like, just completely altruistic, just trying to.
So that's what I mean. That whole thing, like, it's buffering right now. It's like, it's generally like one of the only good memories he has of his dad, and he has to defend that. And in his own like clockwork, he has to defend that kind of thing because it's so precious to him.
Just completely altruistic, just trying to.
Why is that not working? Oh, it's Odysee buffering. He recorded Odysee buffering. That's why it's fucked.
Elementary school days. Even try to fucking run that down. I slap the shit out of that motherfucker if I ever see him. That's period, point blank. Yeah, and I don't give a fuck. Clip that shit out. I don't give a fuck. The shit he's saying, yeah. Miss me with that shit, fucker. I guarantee you. It really is like one of the more low things I've had thrown around, period, since I've been doing this shit. Yeah, it really is. It really is, honestly. But yeah, my dad was a saint for that and a fucking legend for that. Did everything he could. Shout out to Pops.
Individuals, is that correct?
That is correct.
And based on what you've just described, is it your testimony that as
They mentioned something about a roller coaster in your home?
to that mixture, there is very strong support that it is Ms. Josephson, is that right?
In order for this DNA profile to have been developed, yes.
All right. So as far as
And quietly, Ethan, shut the fuck up. No, I don't give a fuck. Josh Moon can publish whatever the fuck he wants, and can look up elementary school classmates. I don't give a fuck. I literally don't. I'm going to keep making fun of him. I'm going to keep talking shit. And I will say this, be very careful, though, the types of things these motherfuckers want to come out and say. Better be backed by fact. I will say that. I will definitely say that. A private citizen in West Memphis wants to come out and start talking shit. You better have the evidence. Let's just put it that way. You really better have. I'm gonna say this very clearly. You better have the evidence. That's what I'm saying. Any bullshit you're trying to make up about me, it would not be a good idea for any of those motherfuckers. I will tell you that. I'm not talking about Josh Moon. I'm talking about them in particular. So, yeah, that's my word to them personally. That I will be coming after anybody for some fake bullshit that's put out there. Yeah, for sure.
So if you think
Immediately going with like lawsuit shit, just great.
what is that?
And I literally don't even know. Like, I don't even know what they could be talking trash about or anything. You know, I got suspended from school once when I was in the third grade.
This is him with the cookie.
'Cause I got in an argument with another kid. I'm trying to think what else big could have happened. I pissed behind a dumpster once at school and got in trouble for that. That was kind of funny. I'm trying to think what else. Because we were outside and they wouldn't let us go in to go to the bathroom, so I just pissed behind the dumpster like I did at the house. So I'm trying to think of what else. I played with.
Oh, that's just some. Okay, never mind.
Gasoline behind my house when I was a kid. Started a little fire that the neighbor had to jump over and put out, but that wasn't at school. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I really don't know. But I will say if it's some fucker putting their name to some fake shit, that would be a bad mistake. That would be a bad mistake for them.
And this is why he's like so fucking angry at me, because he's like he can't sue anyone because I'm not going to tell him who it is, and I've already lost the email, just so you know. Even if I got subpoenaed, I don't know who it is. I forgot who emailed me. I forgot how many people. I can't remember shit. I'm just fucking stupid, Your Honor. I'm fucking dumb as hell. I'm fucking the biggest idiot in the whole fucking world. I don't even remember what email. I don't remember what email address it was sent to. It's just gone, Your Honor. So yeah, he can only be angry at me, and that's why I think he's streaming like right now, saying that I financed Chris Chan's like sex dungeon with his mom.
I'll just point that out to all the homies back home for sure. But I literally can't. I don't know. Who knows? But yes, feel free to say whatever you want, talk to whoever you want. But that's my word on it. I don't really know what else you expect me to say, really. But
one more.
And he knows what he did. I literally don't have any clue what you're talking about. And I'm quite sure if it's you, it's something fake. And if you're bad, just go ahead and say it then. If you think it's something like really epic, go ahead and say it. You won't because you know you're full of shit. Literally the only thing I could possibly think about that would be some crazy thing for my elementary school is I got in a fight with some dude in the 3rd grade and bit him, which is kind of wild. I bit some dude, but that's because we were in a fight, and, you know, when it's a fight. I think everybody knows my personality, that I don't give a fuck in the first place, so I was kind of raised with street fighting rules where if it's a fight, anything goes.
You know what it is? Yeah. I got into a fight once, and it was a kid like twice my fucking size. He was like really fucking tall and really fucking fat, and we got into a fight. It was just like a stupid kid fight, but I bit him, and I got into trouble. And I bit him because I definitely lost that fight. So he's trying to tell a story about how he lost a fight and had to resort to biting a kid because he was completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, I guess that would be the craziest thing that I could possibly think of from my childhood. Like those years, those elementary years. No, not an ear. It was his arm. Like he had me like this, and I like bit his arm. I mean, it's a natural reaction. It's like, take a bite. And that was 3rd grade. That was like 3rd grade. So.
Then I laughed like the Joker.
That's really the only thing I could possibly think of. I don't know. But if you got something else, please bring it to the floor. But, you know, you better be accurate with whatever bullshit you're trying to peddle. That's all I'll say. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. But literally, that's the only thing I could think about. That was on the arm.
And that's it. That was the wind up before. That's just him talking. So the fallout of this was obviously Ralph is like super fucking pissed and he's flinging all this shit, and it's just like, okay, it's just how he acts constantly. But he said that he didn't want to do the weight loss competition with me, and I said that's fine because, like I mentioned in the last stream, if the dog killing stuff is true, like that kind of sours the whole fucking friendly weight loss competition atmosphere, right? Like you don't want to have a weight loss competition with someone who you think kills animals. So that was okay. But then PPP said that he wanted to do a weight loss, just like him stepping on a scale and do that and just like shame Ralph, because Ralph's not going to lose any weight because he's like a fat retard. And I said, okay, like, and I posted a picture of my scale, and I said, okay, we'll do like weigh-ins and stuff, and I'll post this. I posted a picture of it that put me at I want to say about 275. I can't remember exactly how much. It was like 124 kilograms. And then he picks this picture, and he says like, this is weak, and he's saying that I need to like post pictures of myself topless stepping on the scale. And he says, no, you don't really got to post pictures of yourself topless, just stepping on the scale. And I didn't like that, because it's just like, why would you, like, if you want to do like a thing where you wanted to do like a weight loss competition, I would be up for it, but don't make videos like trying to like force me to. And now he got like so weird about it and saying like, oh, you have to do it, that I really don't want to do it at all now. I'll keep people up to date on my weight loss. I've lost 20 pounds this year, and I'm going to continue to lose weight regardless of like what competition I'm involved in. I started at 275, and I weighed just this morning. I fasted yesterday because today's pizza day, and I thought I should fast before pizza. So it was a 122, and I think it's about 268 pounds, and I'm about 5'9", 5'10", around there. So if like I'll keep people up to date. Like, I've been losing weight every week. I have no issue telling people that I'm losing weight. I will continue to lose weight. I don't need advice on how to lose weight. I'm already losing weight at a healthy pace. I'm satisfied with my weight loss. I'm satisfied with how I'm losing weight. I really don't need extra motivation. I don't need extra information. Everything is exactly as I'm happy with it. And I'm really, and I don't want to, like, the whole thing, like, oh, you should step on a scale. Like, that's not asking too much. Stepping on a scale isn't asking too much. Well, you have to kind of consider, like, what that means from me. If I go out to my balcony right now and I say, like, okay, here's my pigeon, here's my banana pepper, here's my scale, and then I step on the scale. If I do that every week and then suddenly I move somewhere, like if I move to like Albania, and like people will be able to look at the video record of me doing my weigh-ins and say, oh, Josh, we think that Josh might have moved here, but we would only know that if that's true, if we had some sort of proof that he moved at around this time. And then they could just look at the video record of this weight loss competition and say that, oh, you know, he did. His scale, his weighing environment changed between these 2 weeks. So he must have moved between this. And it's just like, you know, I have people who legitimately want to fucking kill me. Not just Ralph, but like people who try to find out where I live so they can send mail to my neighbors and call me a pedophile. So I have to try to explain something to someone in Serbian about, oh, you see, actually, you guys, I'm not what we call a pedophile. That was from Blockland like 15 years ago, and I'm actually the admin of a based website, and I hate the Pidori just like you base Slavs. So this is actually a Jewish trick from the far left back in the United States, and you know, like, that's fucking gay. That's fucking retarded. Like, I'm not gonna, like, it's not worth it. To do what? To own some fucking like fat people on the internet? You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit. And the sad thing is, especially now, I can't do it. I just can't. I can't compromise. I can't say, okay, well, we'll do this thing with PPP. That sounds fun. I like PPP, but because he's tried to force me to do it, if I do it now, all I'm telling people is, oh, if you want something from me, just be bombastic. Just be an asshole about it, and I'll fucking do whatever you want, because I'm easily goaded into doing things I'm not comfortable with. Like, I could have figured out a way to like, I could have put it in like a box or something, or on something hard, so that I could step on it reasonably and keep that consistent between locations. And what sucks is I would like to do that because I had a fun idea. PPP is like 380 pounds. I'm 275 when I started. And I want to lose about 100 pounds, and PPP needs to lose about 180 pounds. Well, guess how much Ralph weighs? He weighs exactly 280 pounds. If we both hit our goal weight, we would have lost one Ralph. And that's fucking funny. And it would have been great to like do it over a year so that, you know, it's not unhealthy. You don't feel like tempted to do things that are bad for you or unsustainable long term. And we could look at this in like a year and say, like, look, we lost one Ralph. We lost an entire gunt. We lost one metric gunt between the two of us. But like, because he's being a fucking dickhead about it, I really don't want to, and I don't want to like compromise, because it's a bad sign to say, like, look, if you want something from Joshua Moon, the owner of the Kiwi Farms, all you got to do is make videos and be an asshole about it, and he'll bend over to what you want to do. So, like, I'm sorry. I really like PPP, and I really wish he hadn't have gone about it this way, because I would have loved to do that in a different context. But now it's like, nah, I'm just not feeling it. This ain't it, Chief. I'll update people on my weight loss, and if PPP wants to do the same, he can, and hopefully we'll both reach a healthier weight. But I'm not gonna do it like with videos and shit. I'm just not gonna do it. I think you have the wrong read with this one. I don't care. I've made my mind up, and I can't say like, oh, never mind. Now that people have made fun of me in my chat, I have to change my mind. Like, I'm sticking to it. Sorry. No going back now. I've picked my road. If that makes me a cuck incel pedophile, it's too bad. I'm taking the L. I've lost. Anyways. What else? I do have a couple other things to talk about. I actually thought this would be a super short stream, but I get going and I just start fucking yammering, and then I lose track of time, and it's been over an hour. Actually, Ralph is probably waiting for me to stop streaming before he goes live, because he knows. He knows not to start that fucking stream before I do. Let us talk about Gut Mugged. Let us talk about trannies. I'm not on fucking YouTube right now, so I can say tranny. I can say tranny over and over again. I can talk about how trannies are fucking gross. I can talk about how trannies aren't fucking women. I can talk about how they're fucking all creepy, weird sex perverts and how they prey on women and children. I can say whatever the fuck I want about trannies because I'm not on fucking YouTube. Thanks, Susan. So I found some filler content, some nice stuff to go over, just vaguely tranny related to make the best use of this 2 weeks that I have and meditative self-reflection about the crimes that I've committed by teaching people how to use YouTube DL. There are copies of that video, by the way. If you want to learn how to download videos from YouTube and watch them without advertisements and to archive them in your own hard drives and not in the cloud, that information's out there, and I'll be happy to repost it on the Fediverse or whenever after the stream. But for the purposes of this, let me show. Okay, let me get this guy actually. So this guy, this Brazilian, he is Brazilian, ladies and gentlemen. He is not American, so we can't take the L on this one. Raul Zito, or Raul, I guess. Raul Zito has been arrested over allegations he raped 2 children ages 10 and 14. And this is, honest to God, how he fucking looks. This is like his knockoff fat Brazilian ninja look. With like this weird fucking, like, I don't even know what to call that. Like, it's like a Vaush style haircut, but like, instead of like a ponytail, it's like flipped over and it's dyed bright blue. And then he has a bright pink beard. I have never seen a single photo in my entire life scream pedophile more than this guy's picture. Someone in chat is typing AJ as in ahahaha in Spanish. He is Brazilian and they say instead. You fucker. You got to get it right. If you want to be racist, you have to figure out you have to learn more about foreign culture so you can be a better racist. This is what I spend my time playing games like Hearts of Iron 4 and Europa Universalis, and I read Wikipedia articles about foreign places and peoples, and they're very complicated, intertwining histories so that I can better insult all of them. And it's like you meet someone and he's like, oh, he's from Macedonia. How do you felt him? I say, oh, you're from Greece, right? You're from Macedonia and Greece. And he's like, no, I'm from the proud land of Macedonia. I'm not from South Macedonia and Greece. And then he gets all pissed off. Or you meet a Serbian person. You're like, oh, so you're Albanian, right? You have some Albanian heritage. You're really dark skinned. He'll fucking kill you. And if you're on the internet, he can't kill you. You got to learn everything. So that you can be more racist. And you have to learn that this guy is Brazil. Look at this shit. Look at this shit is like the creepiest fucking thing ever. He's like on a playing field surrounded by children, like actual literal children. And he's got like this, you know what he looks like? Oh my God. I'm about to make an old fag gator gamer tier reference here. I don't even know if the kids know this meme. Do people who started using the internet after 2012 or whatever recognize Pedo Bear? Is this a thing that people outside of my specific sphere, like my time on the internet, recognize? Do you guys recognize this friendly bear character? Because he legit looks like Pedo Bear in this picture. If you don't know, this bear is a pedophile. It's a very long story. Just take my word for it that this bear likes to fuck kids. And as you can see, he's emulating Pedo Bear the best he possibly can in this banner image where he is surrounded by children. Anyways, one more picture. Fortnite streamer. Oh, this is some. Love has no gender, religion, sexuality, body. I guess it's like body type or color. So that's his message. That's his inspiring message to the world. It cuts off too soon, but it actually says age way down there. It's all people are equal, basically. We're all red on the inside. We all bleed. And this is the article. Pedo gamer, popular Fortnite gamer Raul Zito raped kids he lured on live stream after boasted of playing with young talents. There's his silver play button back there, the mark of the beast. A popular Fortnite gamer has been arrested for allegedly raping 2 children he lured using his live stream. Brazilian Raulino de Oliveira Maciel, who goes by the name Raul Zito, has a huge following and boasted of playing with young talents. He really did play with young talents. Picture of him getting into a cop car. He uses social media channels to live stream himself playing Fortnite, an online video game released in 2017 that boasted 80 million active monthly users last year. Really, I don't trust any adult who plays Fortnite. There's a bad sign with that. Actually, you know what? I'm feeling kind of low energy. I need my boomer juice. John Galt, thank you for reminding me. We need to take a detour. We have to go back to the Gunt. I'm sorry. If you were to visit the Gunt board right now, you would notice that the Gunt board has been retitled to Adrian Blair's personal footstool. And if you were to read the chat, you would notice that the chat, instead of having timestamps, has the message, Ralph cannot talk about Adrian Blair because she raped him in court. Well, what does that mean? What does it mean that Adrian Blair raped and murdered Ethan Ralph behind an Arby's in a courtroom in 2021? So a long time ago, not that long ago, Blair was in a relationship with Ralph. I'm trying to remember this the best I can. I don't have my notes. She's kind of like a star fucker. I think she even tried to hit on me at some point, and I pressed fucking X on that shit real fast. She fucked the guy from Encyclopedia Dramatica. She fucked Ethan Ralph, and she gets in like these really disgusting relationships with like these low branch like Z-list e-celebs, which is kind of insulting if you think about it. And how do I describe this? Okay, so as Ethan Ralph had his problems earlier this year with the shit with Faith and the Gunt tape being released, I think shortly after the Gunt tape, Pay, Godwinson, Mundane Matt, Brian Dunn, like 10 other fucking people, Kraut, Adrian Blair, and Tacky get into a live stream, and we just kind of like talk for like an hour or two, and we just make fun of Ralph. And so Ethan Ralph responds, as White Trash does, by putting out a hit piece where he lists. This is the tactical genius of Ethan Ralph. I have to kind of explain how fucking retarded this was. Probably one of the most literally in the world of Ethan Ralph, a dog killing, thumb sniffing, jerk, like looking at Soph and maybe possibly jerking off to pictures of her while drunk, live streaming it. That's not true. Sanda, in the world of that man, one of the most fucking retarded things he has ever done is try and fuck with Aid, because after she came out and she basically said, before we even knew about the thumb sniffing stuff, I'm pretty sure, that he liked, maybe it was God, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was after. That's why we were talking about her. But we asked about the thumb thing, and she said that he had like a scat fetish. And I don't know if anyone remembers this, but he was in the fucking chat on his Real D Live account saying, "Yes, it's true, I eat the poo-poo." And I don't know if he was just trying to be funny or if he was fucking wasted and just confessing to it. But I swear to God, I know I'm not fucking hallucinating. And nobody ever talks about it. But he was in the chat saying, "I eat the poo-poo," word for word. And it has been burned into my fucking brain ever since. But he thinks, oh, I'll get back at that fucking Adrian Blair, that fucking whore, that fucking dumpy ass bitch. And by the way, if you're ever in a post-relationship status with someone, going back and calling people that your ex was like an ugly fat bitch and you fucking didn't like her and she was stupid as hell and, you know, all this shit, all that says is that you are a bottom of the barrel scraper. Who fucks the worst woman possible. All it says is that your tastes are terrible and that you're an idiot. So he does the White Trash thing of like trying to shit on his ex. And then he goes a step further and he makes a huge article on the RalphRetort.com saying that, you know, all this shit about her and how she's dumpy as fuck and yada, yada, yada. And then he lists where she works and where she lives and posts a picture of her apartment and circles the exact apartment that she lives in. And is like, here you go, everybody. Here you go, internet. Here's where that fat bitch fucking whore skank lives. Here's where she works. Well, I'm pretty sure that when this happened, the only reason why he had not been deplatformed from Patreon before then was that allegedly his Patreon was for the RalphRetort.com and it wasn't for the kill stream. So people would say this fucking, Ethan Ralph is doing yada yada 10 million Holocaust charity streams and shit. They would just go, well, this Patreon is for a different LLC and this is actually for the RalphRetort.com. So these entities aren't combined. Washing our hands from it. We don't care. But then when he posts the docs of this woman on his fucking article site directly, then they're like, well, here you are breaking your terms of service on your site directly, so we are going to suspend your account now. So he lost like $1,000 a month by losing his Patreon. So that was like slap in the face number one. But then because he had been in a relationship with her and he was now on the internet talking about what a fat bitch fucking retard she was, that constituted like domestic abuse. That constituted like harassment. It's different when I talk shit about Ralph. We're not lovers. We don't fuck. So you can't say like that's a domestic violence situation, which people take seriously in the courts. I can say whatever the fuck I want about Ralph, and all he can do is bitch mine and copaceed, dilate, and make counter streams calling me that fat fuck, Josh Moon, pedophile, Chris Chan, fundraiser, motherfucker. And like that's all he can fucking do. But with Adrian Blair, cause he pounded it and he put the thumb in her, it's a different thing, and she can go to the court and say, yes, Your Honor, he thumbed me, and now he's doxing me on the internet, and the judge will be like, oh my god, this is a domestic abuse type situation deal. We have to seal this document in Michigan because it's Detroit. Everything's sealed when it's a domestic violence situation. We have to seal this, and we're going to put a gag order on Ethan Ralph. He can't talk about this. He can't say shit about Adrian Blair anymore, and we're going to bring him to Detroit, and if he doesn't come to Detroit to defend himself, we're going to find him in Virginia because there are long arm statutes for domestic violence situations. So that's what happened. I'm pretty sure. We won't know because it's a sealed document. It would be really handy if Ralph could tell us about this whole Adrian Blair thing and the mysterious disappearance of the article where she's doxxed. It would be really interesting to hear his side of the story, but he's not telling us. And surprisingly, even more interesting and thankful than that, once I put these little stickers on my chat saying that Ethan Ralph can't talk about Adrian Blair because she raped him in court, LOL. And after naming my forum for Ralph to Adrian Blair's personal footstool, he stopped posting the screenshots of Adrian Blair on Twitter. Really interesting. Really gets the noggin jogging. Really is a thought-provoking state of being for that whole thing. Apparently Ralph has still not started the fucking stream. He's literally, Ralph, just fucking go live. Stop being a bitch. He has to sit there. He has to sit there and see it and go like, that's Josh Moon. He might say something else about me. That might hurt my feelings. I'm keeping track, boy. I'm putting down score. You will pay for every personal slight against me, motherfucking Josh Moon pedophile, motherfucker, Chris Chan fundraising, motherfucker. Like, okay. Just as I say that, he goes live. He literally, I swear to God, I'm not fucking with you. Hold up. I will pull this up right now. He literally, just this second, started his stream. Does it say what time he started the stream if I look at it? Oh, come on. Please tell me it at least has like a fucking timer.
They had the nerve to charge me money today, too, which I was so upset.
I don't know. It says about 14 minutes, but I don't know. You know what it was? He had it like waiting for that time. And then he finally goes like, that fucker. Literally listening to me. I caught you. Sitting there playing songs. The moment I mention you, you start talking. Oh, he went live, but he's been listening to his shows are literally him listening to music for like the first 20 fucking minutes almost every day. Where was I? Okay, so he lost to Aid. Now we can't talk about. All he can do is like try and make fun of me on his fucking stream because he can't. There's nothing else he can do. He can't go after the classmates. He can't go after. I take all these slings and arrows for the truth, for the pursuit of guntliness. And now I have to be called. I have to be called names again, chat. It really hurts my feelings. Well, I should stop being less smug. Let's take a moment, chat, to think that we're not felons. We're not alcoholic. We don't have children that we don't want. We don't have revenge pornography out there. We don't have sworn enemies that we have to see over all the time. That we have our silver to clink together. Be thankful for our health. Be thankful that we don't fuck our mothers. It's a good time it's a good day to reflect on the positives of your life. Be thankful that you don't have crippling debt that you refuse to pay for no reason whatsoever that has led to you having a credit score so you can never own property. Even if you have money, you can't take out a loan because you decided not to pay a $10,000 student debt from 20 years ago. Let's be thankful. Let's count our blessings. Let's do our rosary. Okay. I think that's it when it comes to Blair. So we're just gonna dunk on some trannies for the remainder of the stream, and then we'll wrap it up. I do want to thank you guys for hunting me down on these obscure platforms to watch my content. I know it's a pain in the ass to follow me to 8 million different fucking bullshit streaming sites that don't fucking work. Like to even get like the Trovo chat I still have. Maybe I'll throw it up for like the remainder of the stream for whatever good that's worth. But literally for the Odysee chat. But literally to get this to fucking work, I'll put that on the other side. To get this to work, I had to like personally skin the fucking the chats because there's no pop-out chat on Odysee. Xander, if you're fucking listening, a standard feature on all these fucking streaming sites is the ability to pop out chat. You have it on Bitwave TV. Cut the fucking code over. I even looked to see if I could do like URL hack and add chat before or after the stream URL to like get the pop-out chat by itself. But no, I had to personally, like you see that chat in my OBS on the right-hand side? That is literally the entire stream with the video playing and everything in the background that I've had to like CSS to like hide shit. There is a video playing in my OBS right now that's actually just hidden off screen that I've had to try and, that's muted. That's actually playing in the background that I've muted because Xander doesn't know how to code a fucking chat pop-out. I'm like, why are all these sites so shit? So frustrating. Yeah, Xander from Bitwave. Xander from Bitwave is the lead programmer for Odysee. If you don't know this, Xander from Bitwave was hired by Odysee to port over Bitwave's code, and for a while there were actually direct references to Bitwave and Bitwave CDN in the source code from Odysee that anyone inspecting the source of the HTML source of any page could find. So now that Ralph has said, I'd rather slit my throat with glass than stream on bitwave.tv with Xander, you fucking faggot pedophile motherfucker. After saying all that tough shit, he's now on fucking Odysee, which is coded by Xander. Just funny. I know I said I'd never be on Bitwave TV, but I didn't say I'd rather slit my throat with glass than stream on. I did say I would rather stop streaming than be on Bitwave TV, but I didn't. That's true. I guess I'm a hypocrite too. I've called myself out. I've felt it myself. Bam. On the ground. I'm reaching on my gamer mouse pad, and there's nothing but felt there, gamers. Trannies. Okay. I have found this random tranny, and we're going to enjoy them. Well, not enjoy them, but we're going to look at them together. How do I want to do this? You know what? I'll put this... You know what I can do? Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna be silent while I do this so I can truncate it from the podcast. Fuck. I don't know how to do this. Oh wait, I've almost got it. Gamers. Okay, perfect. That'll do. I think. I'm trying to do math in my head. You know how that's going. All right. Perfect. We got 2 chats, They call me Two Chats because I got two chats, and we're gonna watch. We're gonna review some art from Trans Girl Next Door, who was I just found this and I poked into it. And I thought, you know what, this is really funny. I might as well save this for stream. So, this is an art review, by the way, Trovo. So don't get your panties in a bunch. Here we have a Sheenus, which is a woman with a penis. We have a Heenus, which is a man with a penis. We have a Penis, which is a P with a penis, and then we have a Tennis, which is 10 penises. Estrogen makes me all the time, and they're going at all the things that they like, including babies, and then they say ew at themselves because they have body dysphoria. Relatable hashtag. You again, you transphobic, ignorant, hateful, shady mirror. I'm not gonna look at you, bitch. You're not today gonna get me. And then they're like, oh my god, hey, and they want to make out with me. This dirty window always makes me look so phone. I don't know what that means. I like this one. I saw this one. Nip slip, and they're like taking off their bra to show their Asian man body. And then, a little testicle has popped out from the tuck. How embarrassing. I hate when that happens. I hate when I hate when I'm just sitting and the testicle hangs out. That's a weird joke about dolphins. There's something about their man shoulders. Oh, look, they don't pass because of their huge man shoulders. Who would have thought? There's one picture where they're like taking a picture of their butthole. I want to find that one. Oh, I like this one. My dream man. 6 foot or taller. I can feel like a tiny little Asian girl. Small eyes so he can't see my broad shoulders. Big nose so it's harder to fall off when I'm writing out my insecurities on his face. Ew. Heavily bearded so when we kiss, he can't feel my mustache. Dad bod, but not in the way my father's body is. It can't be too obvious to myself that I'm using him to sort out my daddy issues. Oh. Big dick. If my SRS went wrong, I could borrow some of his dick for a second try. Ew! What the fuck? I didn't even read that. That's just fucking vile. Bubble butt. To inspire me to be a better artist. Strong hands. To choke the gender dysphoria out of me. Hairy. To absorb my many Spyro pee leaks when we cuddle. Spyro activewear. We have an exciting range of bikewear to choose from. What the fuck is a Spyro? Spyro transgender. Spironolactone hormone drug side effects. Spironolactone is the most commonly prescribed anti-androgen male hormone suppressant for transgender women as part of their therapy in the United States and Canada. Does it make you incontinent? I guess so. Spironolactone. Acne. Side effects, hair loss, PCOS. Oh, you know what? It's probably something they give women who actually have PCOS. Like, I'm pretty sure trannies don't have to worry about PCOS, but I bet you they also prescribe that for women who have PCOS. Incontinence. Oh, that is a suggested result. Okay, so he's saying here that he needs a man with a lot of body hairs to absorb the pee-pee when he accidentally pee-pees on his boyfriend. Don't you hate when you pee-pee on your boyfriend because you're taking incontinent medication? Doesn't have an Asian mom. I already have my own. I cannot deal with another. That's the dream man. Too much text. I don't feel like reading all that shit. The end of the world. The only way to stop it is if someone ate this super duper salty pickle. No one can eat that much salt. We're doomed. Give it to me. I got this, says trans girl. But lady, it's humanly impossible to eat anything this salty. And then they're eating the pickle, and everyone is very impressed that they're eating the pickle. Oh, and then I guess the pill makes it so you can't taste anything salty. Wow. Okay, that's weird. They're talking about how they don't shave anymore to upkeep. My 2017 New Year's resolution is bigger tits. Please, 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 please. Okay, so, what a great profile picture. Okay, I started looking into this because I found this picture, and I don't actually know if it's true. I couldn't find it, so I'm assuming that it's not actually true. But this is them saying, is no one ever going to talk about the phenomenon that trans ladies with penises experience, in which after being on estrogen for a while, our penis can sometimes have a fishy odor that resembles the smell of a cis woman's vagina? It can get pretty wet too. I call this whole thing the sea cucumber. One day I was just minding my own business, then all of a sudden I smelled something fishy, and it was my dick. Why did no one warn me about this? I was not fucking ready for this shit. God, why did you make my dick smell like sushi? Can you at least wait till I had a vagina? And can it smell like a baby dolphin if it had to smell like something from the sea? And to guys over 6 feet with a handsome beard and good credit scores, my downstairs smells like your favorite memory of your mother. Oh, that is a real thing. That, I understand what the joke is now. The top one is a real comic, but the text is changed to be like an extrapolation of this, which is the real post. And to guys over 6 feet with a handsome beard and good credit score, my downstairs smells like your favorite memory of your mother, which is fucking creepy and is like I should know this word now. After Chris and after the last stream, I should know how to say epidemus. Help me. Help me, chat. I'm dying. Oedipus. Thank you, chat. Oedipus. Okay. This is definitely reeks of an Oedipus complex, which is our word of the day. So, I looked this up, and like you look on the left-hand side, right? And there is 3 links to Patreon. Hi, this is the official Facebook page for Trans Girl Next Door. If you'd like to watch my vlogs, patreon.com/transgirlnextdoor. Help support Trans Girl Next Door comics at Trans Girl Next Door. Then the website is just Trans Girl Next Door. So I click it, and it's fucking gone. It's like, okay, well, what the fuck? And then I see in their last post from 2019, my Patreon is Kylie Summer Woo. So I click that. This fucking floored me. I didn't know what to think about this. Kylie Woo, and this is their new thing, so they're no longer using like the fish thing. They made like I guess that's how they actually. I'll show you how they look in a second. But Kylie Woo is creating daily no-fap comics, and sometimes Trans Girl Next Door is creating daily no-fap comics. What? So I look down. Right now, I'm making daily comics about my no-fap journey. Major trigger warning, this series will be even more raw than Trans Girl Next Door as it deals with my addictions, depression, anxiety, ADHD, past trauma, and sashimi. So they're literally a chronic masturbator addicted to pornography who is trying to do a no-fap as a tranny, and they're still posting comics. So I can't even imagine what the fuck this is. But I found their Instagram from this, and this is what they actually look like. They look every Asian tranny looks exactly like this. Just so you know. Life is suffering, porn is suffering. So they're posting pictures of them in like their kawaii femboy trap uwu outfit with life is suffering, porn is suffering. And this is their no-fap things. Do I relapse again? Do I even want to change? Porn is my poison. 2020 is my reason. Don't be so hard on yourself. I beat the hard on below my belt. Growing regrets and self-hate on the bed sheet I spray. So that's their weird haikus, I guess. Fuck, unsolicited dick pic. Delete. And then they ask, hey, could you send it again? I accidentally deleted it again. And then they say, I hate myself. This isn't technically porn, is it? It says, I think it says too cute to send free nudes too ugly to have an OnlyFans. And I love this picture because that is a man's ass, for sure. I watched a movie last night that was like Korean, and there was like a scene where the main character runs into this guy's room to kill this guy, and he's like jerking off to porn. And he stands up, and it's like an Asian ass right in the camera, and that's all I can see is that's a man's ass. There's no fucking way. Like, you line that up, that butt up, I think even the most hardcore coomer could identify that as a man's ass. This picture of them eating a sandwich with round filling glasses. You know what? This is going to be a really, really weird callback. But this picture of them in round frame glasses reminds me of this picture of the guy from Manchukuo in Hearts of Iron 4. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like a dead ringer here. Come on, I'm getting the vibe. This trans girl next door, Kylie Wu, is actually Manchukuo royalty. So chat, you better watch your fucking mouth what you say about him, because he will have you strung up for insulting the king. Anything else? Oh, this is the picture I was thinking of. Am I hot? So hot. Am I hot? Taking a picture of their butthole. Very hot. Am I hot to the mirror? No. Anything else worth reading? This is a PSA, apparently. Bruh, pregnancy test is not a reliable test for testicular cancer. Go see a urologist if you have serious concerns. Inspirational. All right, and one more thing. I was sent this video. It's called "The UK Has a Trans Healthcare Crisis." And I'll watch a couple minutes of it. It is a Vice documentary. I'm scared. What if I get sued for copyright infringer torment? That's a risk I'm willing to take for you guys. I hope you enjoy. We'll watch it because apparently it's funny. We'll watch it.
My name's Freddie McConnell. I'm from the UK, where for years trans people have struggled to access healthcare.
It's like you're stuck in a limbo and you know what you want and you know how you're supposed to get it, but you're not. And there's no help.
When you're already feeling worn down, you're given the impression that society doesn't want you.
While living at the centre of a culture war.
If anyone can identify as a woman, then what is a woman?
We committed the cardinal sin for a minority of actually being visible.
I wanted to understand why and how trans people here are pushing back.
I mean, in your view, is there anyone that needs to be held accountable for her death?
Oh my God.
The NHS.
Oh, they're so ugly. Why are they all so fucking ugly?
We allegedly have free health
Reform trans healthcare
in this country, and that just
so this is the slippery slope. Like they say, oh, we need you stupid Americans. Yeehaw! We sure love our flag and our Bible and our guns, and you fucking you stupid Americans will do anything not to have health care. Like I don't want health care. You know why? If I get health care, you'll send Ciro Noctifucking to Asian trannies so they wet the bed so they can be women. That's what my healthcare money will go to. It won't go to like saving people's lives. It will go to this shit.
isn't the case for trans people at all.
This is transnational.
And you know what? That reminds me. There's a person on Twitter called Cafe Beef, and they're like a femboy uwu, right? And I think they like my podcast, and I'm glad they like I'm glad they find me entertainment, but I'm still gonna make fun of them. They complain on Twitter that the United Kingdom, their healthcare service does not give femboys facial feminization surgery unless they claim to be trans. So if you're just honest and you're just like, I have autogenophilia and I can come really hard if I'm dressed as a woman and people treat me like a woman. And by treat me like a woman, they mean treat them poorly and misogynistically. They want to be treated like a whore or a bimbo. They don't want to be treated like an actual woman. They want to be treated like property. That's their fetish. And then when they go to the fucking, the bureau, the department of the Bureau of Good Health or whatever the fuck in the UK, and you're like, talking to Her Majesty's doctor, and you're like, hey, I want to get facial feminization surgery so I can come harder like everybody else. And they're like, sorry, if you want to get facial feminization surgery to come harder, you have to actually call yourself trans. And then Calf Beef is like, well, you know, all those people are actually just weird fetishists like me too, and they get the surgery. I don't want to call myself a woman, though. I want to be a kawaii femboy, like that pink-haired anime boy that everyone jerks off to. And then the government's like, no, can't do that. So he complains about the state of the United Kingdom and says that the healthcare system is insufficient because he can't get facial feminization surgery without claiming that he's an actual woman and not just a kawaii femboy.
Protect trans youth! Protect trans youth!
Own struggles to make a life in systems that were never designed for people like me. I write a column for Vice about what it's like to go through pregnancy as a trans man in the UK. And I've also had to fight to be listed accurately on my child's birth certificate. And I've experienced the media circus that came with that.
No, don't list me as the mother on my child's birth certificate. That's triggering.
But perhaps the biggest struggle for trans people in this country is getting healthcare through the NHS, our National Health Service. The NHS is designed to deliver free and timely care to everyone. It's a beloved institution that us Brits take huge pride in. But for many trans people, the NHS feels more like a...
I have never heard... The only time I ever hear a British person talk positively about the NHS is when they're in an online argument with a fucking American. Well, at least we got free healthcare. We don't go bankrupt when we scrape our knee. Shame, isn't it? That's the only time they ever talk positively about the NHS. Beside from that, it's just like constant shitting on the NHS.
...locked gate than a support system. Often, people have to wait years for healthcare they desperately need. Some say they've been abandoned between stages of a surgical procedure, and others can't bear the waiting. I set out to hear some of these stories and to explore what it means to live life in limbo.
Trans rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights!
Oh my god. I hate them. Look at this. Look at this fucking freak. Like, this shit right here... Like, you know, all the boomers in, like, Europe and America will think, like, oh, well, we don't want to be bigots. We don't want to be bigots against anyone. We want everyone to live their life and have access to, like, all the shit they want to do. And then these people are, like, marching down the streets like fucking freaks of nature. And it's like, all you have to do is show the average person, like, this is what you're fighting for. This is what you're voting for. And they have, like, an epiphany, like, oh, fuck, I actually don't want to be anywhere near this person. And I don't want this person anywhere near anyone I love.
Trans rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights! What do we want? Trans rights! Where do we want it? Now!
London Trans Pride.
He's naked. See, I know that's a man because I can see the butt, and I know that's a man's butt. Like, you line the butts up, it doesn't matter. Like, if they're on Sironactafaculin or whatever the fuck, I can tell it's a man's ass.
Is a gathering full of joy and celebration, but it's also very much a protest.
Why is it important to be here today?
Why is it important to be here today? So they can see us.
And that's a female to male. You can tell because of the... You can just tell.
Because they need to see us, and it's not just us, it's all of our allies. It's about going, we're not going anywhere. We've always been here, we're really invisible, and we've always been invisible. But we're not invisible today, and that's why I'm doing this. Because I bet you can fucking see me now.
The Tories don't give a fuck. The British government does not give a fuck.
Oh my god.
They are constantly, systematically denying our rights, denying who we are, and telling us that our problems don't.
This is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen. like I don't know. I would legitimately consider the pros and cons of converting to Islam if it meant never having to see anything like this ever and for the rest of my life.
That's absolute lie.
We are here in memory of all the trans family we have lost along the way. We march in their memory. Trans lives matter.
Fat.
This is what pride should be, do you know what I mean? I don't think I've ever been to like a pride that feels quite as radical, like everyone waving at you and like beeping their horns and stuff.
I didn't know it was possible for me to hate England more, but I really... Look, they're flying the oogly flag. They're flying the oogly flag back there. God, I hate that flag. It's the ugliest flag ever.
I came out trans when I was 14, so I was quite young. So a lot of people, you know, were like, you're too young to know you're trans. And I was like, well, you're too young to know you're cis. Do you know what I mean?
You always thought that you would like to physically transition to some extent. When did you start thinking about that?
When I started going through puberty, I realised that I was just really uncomfortable. And since I was going through it earlier than everyone else, it was pointed out a lot, you know, that I was like growing boobs. I wanted to medically transition. I wanted to get puberty blockers when I was 14, 15. But obviously, you know,
It's illness. If you keep your kids away from media, you keep them away from trannies in school, you go to private school, you don't get daughters like this. You got to keep them away from these people. I'll skip ahead. I have a timestamp for this actually. I really don't give a fuck about these people or their stories. I just want to see freaks be freaks.
Treatment privately. I've been paying since 2016 for my own hormones. And I think we really just want to take that burden and that worry away from a lot of trans people.
When Sophie moved away from Northern Ireland, she was told she'd be back at the bottom of the waiting list of an NHS check.
What's really shocking is that this person is uglier than Laura Loomer, but Laura Loomer was actually born a woman. Is that not the craziest shit to think about, how fucking ugly Laura Loomer is?
And the clinic in London. She took her own life in May.
Thank God she didn't blame the Kiwi farms.
We met her friends as they prepared for Trans Pride.
So, tell me about Sophie.
So I lived with Sophie.
Fuck, I was sipping my boomer juice. The very second Jewish trans revolution.
Into my life, like, by chance. And I don't know, just very much felt like everything clicked into place for me and her. She was the most important person that I've ever met. She was an incredible artist, but Sophie was an activist at heart.
I would just say that I ask you all to remember that there is no community without liberation.
She raised £20,000. She started an organisation for trans people. Like, she made spaces for trans people, all while her healthcare needs weren't being met. She had to find a way to access hormones, and it wasn't easy for her. By the time Sophie died, she would have been even the only possibility of any treatment was 5 years later. You know, she would have likely been waiting 10 years for her first appointment at a GIC.
Like, it makes me feel really angry, actually. Like, that is like the overriding feeling that I feel. That
look at how fucking ugly they are.
Raising money for the community that she could have spent on herself to like get the things that she needed.
This is literally the argument of this fucking documentary is how we need to give more public funding so that these fucking freaks can mutilate themselves better. Like, what the fuck, man?
She declined that, and I think it's kind of fucked that trans people have to be doing this for each other constantly without being able to like support themselves. We always have to be constantly supporting each other.
Okay.
Sophie's vigil was the second vigil.
Where can we put all the trannies? Where do we put them? Like, don't say Israel. They don't want them. They'll nuke us if we try. If we send them a refugee ship of all the trannies. You know what? You know what? Based on this documentary, I think England might be the best bet. We'll just keep these people in England, and we'll just send. That's it. Everyone in England should vote for trans rights and trans medicine, and make it so that anyone who's trans can. Look, okay. Listen to me. Listen to me, chat. If you're English, you have to vote for this shit. You have to vote for this as hard as you can, and then get the fuck out. After the law is passed that allows free immigration for any transgender individual to England, get the fuck out. Pack your bags, go to Russia or the U.S. and just leave it behind. We have to create a black hole to send all the trannies to, and they'll go there for free medicine. Make it a stipulation they have to become sole citizens of the United Kingdom before they get the free medicine to become to get the transition surgery. But they'll do it, and then we'll just keep them there.
That I'd been to in a year. Every time we hear of someone from our community who is magnificent and beautiful, and we hear of their passing, we're not shocked because we know that that's a reality that any of...
How do we keep them from leaving England once they become shit? That's a good question. Maybe with, like... Well, the thing is, once all the trannies leave for England, we'll be based again. They'll be gone. So we just send warships to embargo the United Kingdom forever, and they'll eventually die out. They have, like when you have an unstable, like a radioactive material that has decay, it has like a half-life. Like 41% of it disappears every year. So we just have to wait a couple years for the population to die off naturally.
This could happen.
I mean, in your view, is there anyone that needs to be held accountable for her death?
The NHS. The absolute rampant neglect of trans people, specifically trans people with mental health issues, not just in Sophie's death, but of all of the people that we've lost in the community. We know who to blame. We know who the culprit is, and it's the seat of power. It's the seat of this government that systematically disenfranchises, alienates, and neglects queer healthcare. Like, we allegedly have free healthcare in this country, and that just isn't the case for trans people at all.
The only way to honour Sophie is to make sure that no trans person experiences what she did.
Those signs are so fucking ugly. That's how you know they're not women. You give a woman like a piece of cardboard and some paint and crayons, and you're like, hey, draw a sign that like represents trans rights. No woman would just be like, oh, I'm gonna like scribble some shit and paint sloppily pink around the outsides of the scribbles. That would be the most. It would have glitter sparkles and all sorts of shit all over it. That's how you know they're not real women.
Hello, everybody. I want to talk about the woman whose dress I am wearing. Sophie was brave. She was selfless. She was magnificent.
Okay, so someone from a very large YouTube channel contacted Chris a couple weeks ago and said they would pay thousands of dollars for like an art design for their t-shirts. So they like feature their brand. So they can say, oh, Chris made this. And I just got an email from them, and I'm pretty sure they want to cancel. Hey Josh, I'm assuming you've been getting blown up with emails over the past day since the shocking audio came out. My team and I have been massive fans of Chris for years, so this news is heartbreaking, and we hope Chris seeks help with the disgusting behavior that's come to light. We feel the need to cancel this collaboration. I truly hope no one is threatening harm to you for your involvement with Chris, but I hope that you consider getting the proper authorities involved to remove Barb from the home. Thanks for everything, and again, I'm sorry. Shouldn't have fucked your mom, Chris. You wouldn't be getting people, your donors dropping you.
She also died aged 28 on the 20th of May this year. And she died.
He's reading it from a phone. Look at that. Look, that guy next to him is like a tranny, like a black tranny cop. Oh my god, I hate these fucking people.
In the house we shared together because she was trans. Decades.
Wow, these people are so awful.
Justifying our existence.
Look at that guy in like BDSM outfit. Like all these people are trying to like look respectful. Socialist worker, trans rights now. I hate them. I just do. Look at this. All these actual women complicit in this bullshit. These fucking non-reproductives who would never have a child in this world because they know that they would be raped by the people that they've helped create. Truly disgusting.
For the basics. We are in a fight for our lives and we need backup. We should not have to do this by ourselves. We should not have to battle for years on waiting lists at the same time as campaigning for the right to have a job where we won't be abused. So this is a direct call out to the queer community to step up now for trans people. None of us are free till all of us are free, and there is no community without liberation.
What does that even mean? Okay. There is no community without liberation. Audre Lorde. Without community, there is no liberation. But community must not mean a shedding of our differences, nor the. Hey, maybe you should quote this entire thing. Without community, there is no liberation. But community must not mean a shedding of our differences, nor the pathetic pretense that these differences do not exist. Hey, guy, British guy standing on the podium. Maybe quote the whole fucking thing. Come on. Audre Lorde, is that like a communist? American writer. Is it a woman? It's a woman. Feminist, librarian. What the fuck is a womanist? Womanist is a social theory based on the history and everyday experience of black women. Oh my fucking god, I hate these people. She was a self-described black lesbian mother warrior poet who dedicated her life and her work to confronting and addressing the injustices of blah 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 of capitalism. Capitalism. So what is she, a communist? Poet, express anger, social injustices, poems, black female identity. I guess she's just like a gay. She's a gay lesbian. That's her politics. She doesn't. There's no more like sophisticated analysis of her politics. She's just a black lesbian, so you know. Whatever that means, that's what she is. All right, I'm done with this. I can't watch anymore. I mean, did I miss anything, chat? Did I miss anything? Lesbian mother, commie confirmed. Every troon is a communist wanting free estrogen. We all own these books. Good strim. Nah, we good. Capitalism. Let's check the Odysee chat. She is a useful idiot. I think Odysee chat's like way behind the rest of the chat. Fucking Xander. Piece of shit. The fall merch update. I've decided, since you asked, since this is completely organic, I didn't script this at all. I will be doing the pepper dog design. Oh, that's a really big. So, like I said, I like to do the cute design and the cool design. So the pepper dog, inspired by some feedback I quite like. Very, very cute puppy, very cute peppers, very cute pigeons, very wholesome. My entire year of developing has been brought to life with this drawing. And then I'm also going to I would like to also rerun the design. I've not rerun the design, and I hope it's not a disappointment to rerun this design. But I know a lot of people didn't get it and they really wanted it, so I'm gonna take a risk and risk not getting as many sales because I'm rerunning something. But I know a lot of people wanted this one and from a while back and they didn't get it, so I'm gonna run the pepper dog and I'm gonna run the void design from a couple years ago when I first started doing the merch runs, and hopefully there will be no issues with that, and there will be enough people who want it, who didn't get it the first time, who will be willing to buy it the second time. So hopefully, yeah, that's my gambit for the fall designs, and I will probably start it early, maybe as early as August, or for a couple weeks in September, so that they can start shipping before October. I want everyone to have their designs, their shirts for October, shirts and hoodies for October this year. Instead of getting out before Halloween, which has usually been my thing. Like they'll start, I want the people to have them before. Anyways, so I'm still selling the, if you would like a silver round, 1 ounce of Troy silver featuring the design of a motherfucker, you can still get that on the manatherinternet.com, but I'll probably start doing the merchandise, the apparel as well. Okay, pigeon names. Let's see. Hopefully they've not been fucked with. What should we name the female baby pigeon? Chantal wins 91 votes. Second was Berbera. Number 3 was Pecky with 54 votes. Rissa with 28 votes. Gertrude 25. Stacy, fucking Stacy, 24. Gail with 14 and 9 for Patrice and dead last. And the male baby pigeon, because apparently, I learned this while looking this up, by the way. Apparently, they lay 2 eggs, and there's almost always one female and one male in the nest. So, the male baby pigeon is Eggstein. I can't believe Eggstein won. That's like a joke. How did Eggstein beat out Gunther? It's 130 votes to 122 votes on that. For some fucking reason, 8 more people wanted Eggstein over Gunther, which is way funnier. Constantine, nice Slavic name, 61 votes. Ferdinand, 39 votes. Frank, 23 votes. Harold, 22 votes. Wally, 20 votes. Howard with 13 votes. Everyone seems to like Eggstein and Gunther, though. Okay, so Eggstein and Chantal. Stop the steal, right? I feel like Gunther is the better name for the male pigeon, but I will not deprive our proud democratic process. Why did the male pigeons get like 40, like way more votes? 430 votes to 300 on the female one. I think that there might be some foul play. I think that Eggstein might have stole the election. Unfortunately, all the votes have been destroyed, and everyone involved in auditing the votes has been shot in the head. So Eggstein's the winner, and if you declare otherwise, you are a fascist insurrectionist. So Eggstein and Chantal are the winners. And once they're hatched, I'll take pictures if the parents will let me, and I'll get that out there for everyone. Foul play. Ooh, that's a pun. That's a good pun. All right, I'm out. What the fuck did I play? Oh, I played Christian and the Hedgehog Boys for the outro. What did I play for the outro? I'm at a loss. You know what? Fuck playing an outro that makes sense. I'm vetoing everyone's vote. This is what we're getting for the outro. I'll see you guys. Well, when I see you, thanks for watching. Subscribe on Gumroad, and bye-bye.
Oj, Kosovo tjeplirije, locul știe ni bayra, uçekeja paska hije, për atë dhe poter dhe t'gja, po luftojnë djemtë e Kosovës, prej Drenicën marrë Gjakovës, po luftojnë djemtë e Kosovës, prej Drenicën marrë Gjakovës, për atë dhe lok jam kale, për flamurit kushezi, jam ushtar dhe uçeke, Odysee u them Brez pas prezin e këto votra jam I lash sa vete Evropa. Brez pas prezin e këto votra jam I lash sa vete Evropa. Jo se shoja I flam toke Dy kish banke Parti loke Se këtu jam ten baba den Për Kosovja shpirtin ten Se këtu jam ten baba den Për Kosovja shpirtin ten Qofshin pushkës, je shqiptar Ta mbrojmë vendin, plan për plan Se këtu jam ten baba den Për Kosovja shpirtin ten Se këtu jam ten baba den Për Kosovja shpirtin ten Oj, Kosovo tjep lirie, locul știe ni bayra, uçeke